Yeah, Samadarshan, we must respect everyone. So no matter how insignificant a person is, we must respect them and honor them, because Krishna is residing within their heart. And Krishna is noting, how are we treating every living entity? Because he's in the heart. We think we can push aside the chokidar, but we have to honor the crorepati. But to actually, if we want to get free from envy, which is the whole purpose of Krishna consciousness, because envy is the opposite of love. Prabhupada explains the nature of Vrindavan. He said Vrindavan is free from envy. In Vrindavan, the tigers and the sadhus, they live peacefully together. Because Van means a forest. So in the forest, the sadhus are there in their ashramas, and they have cows, and they have goshala. And they milk the cows, and they get some milk, and they go outside the ashram, and they put a big bowl of milk there. And the tiger is like a big cat. If you've ever had a little kitty cat, give him some milk. He likes to drink milk. So they put milk outside, and the tiger comes and drinks some milk. So Prabhupada says that Vrindavan, there is no envy. This is what Vrindavan means. The land of Vrindavan is envy. But when we hear the word Van, forest, we become very afraid. Oh, go to the forest, I'm very afraid. The tiger may eat me, the snake may bite me, the scorpion may pinch me and poison me. We're very afraid of the word forest. But in Vrindavan, there's no need for this, because there's no enviousness there. The cat is happy, the dog is happy, the monkey is happy, the tiger is happy, the man is happy, everyone is happy. Why? Because each living entity in Vrindavan, according to his own capacity, and according to his own qualification, is rendering service to Krishna. The tiger is serving Krishna, the monkey is serving Krishna. Although sometimes people say, oh, the monkeys are envious, and they're mischievous. They're always snatching people's food. But no, they're not envious. That is their nature. And even in Vrindavan, Krishna is feeding the monkeys. Krishna himself, he feeds the monkeys and distributes butter to them. Because in Vrindavan, everyone is in this mood of serving Krishna. There's no envy there. But in the material world, because of envy, the philosophy of the material world is, I live, you die. I live, you die. My business goes up, your business goes down. And where your kids get their next meal, I don't care. I don't care about your wife. Let your business fail. I live, you die. This is envious consciousness, the material world. But in the spiritual world, the consciousness is, oh, Krishna sent us this prasadam. Let's divide this prasadam. Let's divide this food as Krishna prasadam and distribute equally to everyone. This is Vrindavan. No envious, oh, I have it. Like you see on the train, if you ever ride the train, sometimes there's some Western tourists or something on the train, Delhi to Agra or Delhi to Mathura. And they'll look in they'll pick in their bag and they'll pull out a big bag of cookies or something out of their bag. And they'll open the cookies and they start eating them like anything in front of everyone. Now, if you sit there with a group of Indian people in the same compartment, they'll pick out a bag of cookies, and the first thing they do is say, "Oh, Prabhu," they don't even know the people. "Please have a cookie. Have some cookie here. Help yourself." And they give everyone the cookie everyone has. Then they take some some prasad, cookie prasad. So the different mentality, not like, "Oh, I have food, I live, you die." Enviousness. This is envious. The cause of envy is sense gratification. I have sense gratification, I have a bag of cookies, you don't, too bad for you. Tough luck, Jack. But in mentality of India is a little bit some compassion, some sharing mood. And this is Vrindavan. Oh, I have something, let me share. Not, oh, I have the sense gratification, you can't have it. So this is the reminder, we're reminded of this quality of envy, how we have to get free from it. And we discussed some points, how that by cultivating this proper vision, well, wait a minute, why am I envious of this person? What does he have that I don't have? Because this is what I mentioned, that when we actually meditate and realize that we are qualitatively we are equal to everyone. No one is greater than us. No one is above us. So because no one is superior to us, there's no cause to be envious. I am a spirit soul, you are a spirit soul, you are rendering some service to Krishna, I am rendering some service to Krishna. Let us go on together and cooperate. Let us cooperate and serve Krishna. And to try to see, another point is to try to see everyone's connection with Krishna. And it doesn't take much. As I mentioned, all the material energy is Krishna's potency. And within everyone's heart is Krishna. So we have to actually learn how to behave in a non-envious way. And then we will become like the 6 Goswamis. Dhira dhira janapriyo priya karo. Janapriya karo. They were very dear to everyone because they treated the chokidar and the Pandava Seva and the Krorpati and the lady and the gentleman and the aunt, everyone equally. As Krishna has come before me in this form, let me honor him. You think Krishna's not watching when you speak out of the corner of your mouth or you speak down to what you consider lower person? Because actually a devotee, he considers himself lower than the lowest. Excuse me, as I mentioned, that's the point I got off on. I said about the brahmacharis are wearing mala. They're wearing mala, golden chains, and I got off on that point. But the actual mala that we're supposed to wear, Jai Radha sorry. Krishnadas Kaviraj explains that every devotee, brahmachari, grihastha, lady, man, etc., we are supposed to wear a mala. And that mala is one shloka mala. Trinadapi suni chena turor iva sahishnana amanina manidena kirtaniya sadahari. That is supposed to go around our necks. That is the mala we're supposed to wear. Not gold chain, pearl chain, crystal chain. This is not our mala. So this is to remind us that yes, I am supposed to think of myself. I'm actually supposed to think of myself as lower than the straw in the street. Everyone is actually greater than me. Everyone is greater than me and they should be honored. They should be worshipped. They should be served. Not that, hey, I'm a big this, I'm a big that. Push this one out of the way, push that one out of the way. This is very dangerous situation. We see in Chaitanya Lila, there was one person named Gopal Chapal. And he every night there was a kirtan in Srivas Thakur's house. Wonderful kirtan. And Lord Chaitanya was meeting there with his antaranga bhaktas, all of his internal associates, very confidential associates. Panchatattva, Murari Gupta, Mukunda Das, Haridas Thakur, etc. And they would lock the door and lock the gate and have a nice kirtan inside Srivas Angam. And Gopal Chapal was one Mayapur Brahmin. And he wanted to come inside and see the kirtan. But he was very envious. He was very envious of the devotees. And he was very envious of Srivas Thakur. Because he thought, I'm a Brahmin, but this Srivas Thakur has become so famous. He's become so prominent. Everyone's going to his place at night. Hundreds of people are going there. Just now, when this Kirtan, Sankirtan movement started, he was just a Brahmin in this community. Now he's so famous, everyone meets in his house every night and they have wild parties inside, chanting and dancing. So he was thinking enviously how to put him down, how to remove him. He wanted to defame him. He wanted to defame Srivas Thakur. Because he was envious. He said, why is he getting this honor? Why is he getting so much fame, popularity, everyone coming to his place? So he wanted to put him down. So at night, he got all the puja paraphernalia for worshipping Bhavani. Bhavani is a form of Durga. Some red flour, some red chandan, red sandalwood paste, and some wine, and different articles for worshipping. And he put it on the step, on the outside the wall. He put it on the step of the house of Srivas Thakur. So then the next day, Thakur came out of his house and he saw those puja paraphernalia for Durga. So then he called the panchayat. He called the senior members of the village, Mayapur. He said, please everyone come. Look, now you know. Although I'm posing myself as a Gaudiya Vaishnava, a worshipper of Vishnu, actually I'm a Shakta. I'm a worshipper of Bhavani. Because you have to understand, in Bengal 500 years ago, there was great rivalry, there was great kind of competition between the Shaktas and the Vaishnavas. Who would be more popular, who had more fame, who had more followers, who had more temples or whatever. So it was considered, at this time, the Vaishnavas, to be a Vaishnava, that was considered a higher position. Considered a devotee was considered a very senior position and kind of a higher position of society. But to be a Shakta was considered a little bit lower position. So Srivas Thakur said, look, now you know, I'm Shakta. And everyone, of course, understood the real import of this exhibition. And they say, Srivas, who has done this? Who has done this? Why did they try to defame you and bring down your name like this and do this to you? Put all these wine and meat and all these things in front of your door. So they found out there was one person, envious Brahmin, Gopal Chapal. Gopal Chapal. So it's explained in the Vedas, I can't remember where, but someone mentioned once. But it says that if someone offends, if you commit Vaishnava aparad, actually Prabhupada says that to be envious of a Vaishnava, he says to be envious of a Vaishnava is a great aparad. It is Vaishnava aparad. It's a great offense to be envious. That's a mental condition unless you express it and speak about the person. But just to have that mental condition to be envious of someone is actually a great aparad. Vaishnava aparad, Prabhupada said. It's a great offense. So in one place in Vedic literature it mentions if someone offends a great soul, he gets a reaction. He gets some kind of reaction. He loses his wealth, he reduces his lifespan, he gets some disease, or some accident, some negative punishment. He gets within 3 days, within 3 weeks, or something, and at the maximum 3 years. Something like 3 years. You're going to offend so many people, then you go along, and all of a sudden after 3 years you fall on your face. So Gopal Chapal, he illustrated this point, and there are many examples also that this 3-day period, where someone offends someone and within 3 days. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita the story is told that 3 days after he made this offense to Srivas Thakur, he got leprosy. A heavy case of leprosy. His nose was falling off and there were millions of germs all over him. And so he was banished from the town of Mayapur. It was a very contagious disease and very embarrassing. Your no nose and oozing sores and blood. You don't want to see anyone, no one wants to see you, and you're ostracized from the village. You have to live outside. So he lived outside the village by the Ganges. So one day Lord Chaitanya was passing there with some of his friends, walking by there with some of his associates. And Gopal saw him. He said, "Oh, Chaitanya, Lord Sri Chaitanya, you are so magnanimous. You're so merciful. Please, because there was some family connection. He was like a cousin, some kind of cousin of Lord Chaitanya. He said, I am in the village. I am connected with you by family relationship. Please, you can see how I'm suffering. I'm suffering with leprosy and so many worms are biting me and I'm in a this detestable condition, despicable condition. Please, bestow your mercy upon me." And Lord Chaitanya looked at him and said, "You are a Vaishnava offender. You are an offender to the Vaishnava. You are a sinful wretch. I hope that let those worms bite you for the next millions. Let those worms bite you for the next millions and millions of years. May you be bitten by those worms and those sores of your leprosy." But Lord Chaitanya wasn't too merciful with this particular person. Because, of course, he came back later in Aparad Bhanga and he forgave everyone after some time. But at that time, he was very strict and very stern. So this shows that you had to be very careful not to be offensive to the Vaishnavas. Of course, that was a serious offense, what he did, this Gopal Chapal. But the point is that this disease of envy must be rooted out from the heart. And we can reflect on some of the points that we mentioned about how to remove that envy. How can we develop the tendency to see the good qualities in the devotees rather than the bad qualities? They use the analogy of the fly and the honeybee. A honeybee always goes to the flower and takes the nectar, pollen, makarande and madhu, nectar. Sudha, madhu sudha, this word is there, sudha. Sudha means nectar. But the fly, he likes to land, if you have a cut on your leg, he'll keep coming back to your cut and land on your cut and try to drink the blood or the pus or the bad things, or what to speak of stool and things.